Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. I'm doing a psychic tarot reading for you, tuning into the day's energy, seeing what divine messages of guidance come through. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Hope this reading finds you happy and healthy and enjoying your journey to becoming more and more yourself. All right, let's take a look. The overall energy of this reading is the Queen of Swords. Inner discernment. I see swords as upper chakras, faster moving energies than the lower chakras. Throat chakra, third eye, crown chakra. Feminine energy feels internal. An internal discernment, internal understanding. It's been coming up a lot, a lot right now. People are seeing things differently, becoming aware, able to perceive things clearly where there's been confusion. All right, what does the viewer need to know about this Queen of Swords energy? I'm seeing the owl on the card. It's a lot of crown chakra. Like when you see the things clearly, can perceive them clearly, it helps you make different decisions. Different choices. All this clarity coming in. And it feels like it's helping everyone, helping you, viewer, perceive things, make decisions, make choices so you can reevaluate, maybe making different choices. Wow. All right. Four of Pentacles reverse, Death card, Five of Swords reverse. It looks like the decisions you're making are letting you release beliefs that this is as good as it can get, to cling on, to hold on to an old way that's just not enough. Feels like you're letting go of a limiting perspective. And it's Pentacles, so it's whatever this new discernment is, it feels like you're then making changes in your 3D. It's allowing you to let go of a limited belief, a definite ending, Death card. Letting go of a limited way of perceiving. And once you have whatever this is, this new discernment, this new perspective, it's not only helping you let go of what's limiting you, keeping you small, but it's a definite, like, what I'm perceiving is once you see this, once you have this internal recognition, like, oh, then you stop choosing something, it creates a definite ending. Maybe for some of you, what's ending is this Five of Swords energy. Someone trying to take power over you, trying to disempower you. Feels like it's ending some type of power struggle of giving your power away to someone. What's the Five of Swords reversed? What does the viewer need to know? It's like there's this win at any cost, bullying type of energy. People exacting their power over others. And you're perceiving, we as a collective, you are perceiving that you've been in lesson, and it feels like you've been learning about giving your power away. Now that's a shift right there from someone doing something, taking power away from you, someone lording over you, to you having the power and recognizing that you're no longer going to give your power away to others. It does feel like you've been in lesson. Learning about power, learning about being in power, what that means. Seven of Swords, Queen of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Six of Cups. 555 on the clock. There's something with the Seven of Swords. This person is snuck behind enemy encampments. It's a different way of doing war. Instead of going aggression to aggression, this person is snuck into enemy encampments under the disguise of night, and is stealing 5 of their 7 swords. There's something about this discernment, this new discernment that you're having, and the advice is to keep it to yourself. Say less. Be discerning. Be tactical about this new perception that you have. Feels like it's another Queen card, Queen of Cups this time. Feels like this new discernment is allowing you to decide who you are in all of this. And making different choices in your 3D. Pentacles. Base chakra. It feels like this new way of perception, keeping it to yourself as you're allowing it to shift who you are. 6 of Cups feels like it's changing how you relate to your past as well. And again, another card that demonstrates kind of a power dynamic that you might be exploring. You've been exploring in this lifetime. Here you are, being treated as less than, people not caring for you, not wanting you to have equality. Feels like there's something about not what others want is kind of becoming obsolete. It's you deciding what you want, who you are, how you show up. All right. Hidden blessings. We have the 10 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Hidden blessing. There was a painful ending, 10 of Swords, where you felt abandoned. Oh, 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, it's raining. It's been raining all night and all day so far, and it's been so long since it's rained here in New Mexico. It's so delightful. All right, so what I'm getting is that you were raised to abandon yourself, taught, trained, conditioned to not see your own worth and value, to put others before you. And it looks like this led to a very painful ending, which, with 10 of Swords, painful ending. There's a Scorpio here at the bottom. I think that this ending, if you'll allow it, is allowing you to transform scorpionic energy. Scorpio energy also in the Death card, showing up. This is very transformational energy. And it doesn't matter if you're a Scorpio or not a Scorpio. We all have access to different parts of the zodiac. And so it feels like this is a very transformational, can be, if you allow it. You're transforming the blessing. It's a blessing that this past cycle ended. And if you allow it, the painfulness of it you can allow that to transform you into who you prefer to be. And it looks like what you're leaving behind is you're no longer abandoning yourself. There's also something here about learning how to cultivate the environment of what you want going forward. There's also a message here about feeling so stuck, like nothing has really worked, taken a hold, and that's a blessing. That things didn't take hold, that there was a painful ending. I'm seeing a picture of you, viewer, being so focused on trying to make something work and determined and can't be turned away because you just keep focusing on something. And this ending and the difficulty, the painfulness of it is meant to get you to turn your focus off of whatever you've been working on that isn't effective. I keep hearing guides saying, look over here, let go of that, it feels like it's taken a bit to get your focus off of whatever you've been focusing on. And the roughness, the painfulness of it is meant for transformation, if you allow it. Anything else that the viewer needs to know about hidden blessings? Nope. All right, what you're leaving behind, 8 of Wands. I like 8 of Wands. For me, that's all your arrows, literally in this card, arrows, all pointed in the same direction. When all your energy, all your focus is in the same direction, then all your energy flows in that direction. Things happen very quickly. It's a very fast-moving card. Why is the fast-moving energy something that the viewer's leaving behind? Temperance, reverse, impatience. Okay. There's something here, fastest moving card, all things flowing, but being out of balance, impatient. There's something here about doing things in a very imbalanced way. Okay, what I'm perceiving here is a message around arriving somewhere, being somewhere else, not enjoying where you're at, and constantly trying to take action to get you to be somewhere else, in another frame of mind. And there's something here about a destination. Well, when I get to this point, I'll be happy. So I just don't like where I'm at. I don't like where I'm at, and I'm very impatient to get somewhere else, to be somewhere else, to be someone else, to not be here. The more you're okay with being right where you are, without needing things to be different, when you can be okay with where you are and be present and feel what you're feeling. Be present with what arises. Then things start moving. But if you've got a belief that that things are bad where you are, that you don't want to be where you are, you don't want to be feeling what you're feeling, you want to escape it. If I could just fast forward and be somewhere else, I think what would be helpful is recognizing that present time is important. It's where all your power is. And so if you're feeling out of balance, not enjoying where you are, being okay with where you are, being with yourself, to not abandon yourself, to sit with your body and the uncomfortable feelings, to sit with your emotions. Because the future, you're still you. And so the more okay it is to be right where you are without anything changing, and that it's okay to be right here with the mixed bag of feelings, with the emotions, it's okay to be right here. There's nothing wrong with where you are. In your story, if you can imagine that where you are right now is so important. If you saw the value of it, of this time and space, and not to waste it by dreaming you were somewhere else, to be present with the discomfort, that there's nothing wrong happening. It's okay. It's okay to feel what you're feeling. It's okay to be right here. And the more comfortable you get with the discomfort and comfortable with being in the present with all the feelings and all the emotions, then ironically, then things start moving. All right. How to get the most of this energy is the Knight of Cups. All right. The Knight of Cups has the Moon card on the illustration here. And it is a very dreamy, watery energy. You don't know if what he has in that cup is a fantasy, a delusion, something real that you can bring into this reality. Okay. This is telling a story, a lot of cups, a lot of inaction. Okay. This reading I'm getting is how to be right here, right now, not in the future, how to be discerning. That's where all your answers are as well. Your clarity, it's all right now. People think that coming into for psychic reading, the future is set and cleared, and it changes, it shifts. I had someone come in wanting love, wanting romance, and they're like, do you see anyone? And I'm like, no, I don't. I don't see anyone. Let's work on that, right? Let's work on your energy. And so we worked on a few things, cleared, shifted some things in her energy. And then I was like, now in this frame of mind, in this energy, I do see someone. But the moment she shifted her energy, that person disappeared. So you get to choose what you want based on your vibration. And there's something very important about imagining what you want, but also learning how to bring what you desire into this reality and not keep it as a fantasy, as a delusion, as a place that you disassociate and go to escape your present reality. And so what I'm seeing is you might at times get hooked on a feeling, on a fantasy, on an idea. and want that feeling, that fantasy so much that you center someone else in your experience and chase someone else for that feeling, maybe calling it love, but I'm not seeing that as an act as very loving, because it stays in fantasy, delusion, separate reality that you have to escape to and disassociate to and kind of leave your body to go live in a fantasy, while in reality you've centered someone else, and it's not an act of self-love to project this fantasy onto the relationship, onto the other person. It just keeps those two realities very different. A fantasy, and then there's reality. And it looks like in this reading, you're learning how to just be present with what is, instead of disassociating, fantasizing, and just kind of not being present, escaping. I've spent a lot of time doing the activities I just described. Once I started finally just being present with what is and being here and feeling what I'm feeling, you got to feel it to heal it. And the more present I am with what is, then the more I can change my reality. But I couldn't do it from fantasy and just disassociating because it's uncomfortable in my reality and just going off somewhere else. It's either real or it's not. And it looks like you've been, if this is your reading, kind of stuck in that fantasy space and not knowing how to bring those fantasies into reality, instead of someplace you just escape to, a fantasy that you project onto a relationship, onto someone else. All right, what's supporting you is the Six of Cups in reverse. Six of Cups upright showed up in the overall energy. It looks like you're getting to the root of the problem from maybe childhood wounds, maybe where you were conditioned to center someone else in your experience, where you were treated in such a way in your family of origin that to be loved, to be cared for, you had to create a fiction, a fantasy, a delusion because you love yourself, and create a separate reality, maybe to escape what was going on in your family of origin. So it looks like healing from those initial wounds, woundingness, helps you be more in this reality. Eight of Cups. Emotional attachments. This feels like an emotional attachments to the way things should be. But they said this, and I thought that there's some type of like fantasy that's hard to let go of, purposefully so. It feels like it's really hard to let go of that fantasy about how things should be, how they should have gone, how they should have, there's something here that's keeping you kind of in your emotions and in the fantasies, instead of figuring out how to work with reality. And the best way that I'm seeing right now is to be present, to be present right here, right now with what arises. Not how it should be, not how you'd prefer it to be, but just listening, being present with what is. The state of how your physical body, the sensations and how it feels, and the mixed bag of sore, and this feels okay, and that feels a little numb, and that feels a little tender, and just saying hello to all those parts. And then emotions, hanging out with your emotions. I feel a little tired, a drained kind of energy, wanting to feel better, but kind of a low energy. That's just me tuning into how my emotions feel. And it's okay to feel my emotions. It's okay to feel your emotions. It's okay to feel the uncomfortable emotions. It's okay to feel rage. It's necessary to feel what you're feeling when you're feeling it. Not performing, not needing it to be different. And the more you figure out how to be okay with what is, then when something that you don't prefer shows up, instead of disassociating and ignoring it, going somewhere that feels better, you look for solutions. And you start dealing with reality as it is and start making the moves that you need to make, and the communication that needs to be done. All right, what to be mindful of is the Ace of Cups in reverse. Don't give from an empty cup. Loving yourself, being in flow state. Shivers just landed on the roof above me. So not giving from an empty cup, loving other. Okay, Nine of Pentacles reverse also coming out. What to be mindful of is abandoning yourself, chasing others for love and validation. The more you abandon yourself, the more you teach people how to abandon you. You think by loving and pouring yourself into others that eventually that will be returned. But if you just constantly give from an empty cup and overgive, what you're practicing is giving, chronic giving. If you want reciprocity, give and take, equal give and take, you got to practice equal give and take. I just threw Shivers some snacks. It's rainy, but he's still there. All right. There's codependency also. Something about the way you've been raised might have been to be codependent, to not be independent, to not love yourself. Conditioned to chase others, chase their love, chase their validation. When really you've always been enough. You've always been worthy. You're worthy of love. You're worthy of connection. You're worthy of forgiveness. You're worthy of care. You're worthy of community. You have always been worthy. You have never had to prove yourself. Wherever you are, no matter where you are in your story and what's going on, you are worthy of love. Not when you get to some point, not when you, right now. Even when you are miserable and feeling disconnected and guilt or shame or wrong, you are still loved. You are still worthy. You are an extension of Source. Your perspective is important, valuable. You are valuable. You are important. And I'm so grateful that you are here in this reality to share your incredible perspective and how you're seeing things and how you're perceiving them. And it looks like in this reading, you are stepping into an incredible inner discernment. And if you allow it, 1, 2, 2, 1 on the clock, it can be very transformational and help you become the most authentic self, whoever that is for you, that you've always wanted to be. All right, I'm going to do an extended reading, so if this has resonated, you can click on the link in the description box. It says extended reading here. It takes you right to part 2 on Patreon, where I'll continue by looking at health, relationships, creativity, new opportunities, and career and finance. So I'll see you over there. And if not, have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for being here. Not just here in the video, but thank you for being here in this space, in this place. I'm so glad that you're here. All right, take care.